In a world that never slows down, where life often feels like a roller coaster ride of emotions, responsibilities, and challenges, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. We are living in an era of information overload, where we are constantly bombarded with news updates, social media notifications, and a seemingly endless list of tasks to accomplish. Our modern, fast-paced society values productivity, success, and material wealth, often at the expense of mental well-being. But what if I told you there's a philosophy, ancient yet timeless, that could provide a roadmap to navigate this chaotic world and find inner peace? A philosophy that, rather than encouraging us to chase after external validation, teaches us to find satisfaction from within? Welcome to the world of Stoicism. Stoicism, a philosophy founded in Athens in the 3rd century BCE, is more relevant and applicable today than ever before. This philosophy encourages us to focus on what we can control in our lives and accept what we cannot. It teaches us to value wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance above all else. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions, but understanding and managing them effectively. It's about finding tranquility amidst chaos and focusing on the meaningful aspects of life. In a world that's consistently moving at breakneck speed, an ancient philosophy might just hold the key to navigating the ebbs and flows of our fast-paced, superficial existence. The philosophy we're referring to is none other than Stoicism, a school of thought dating back to ancient Greece and Rome, which has seen a significant resurgence in recent years. As you face the challenges of a world that demands constant attention and immediate response, Stoicism offers an alternative approach to life that encourages tranquility, resilience, and virtue. In its essence, Stoicism postulates that we cannot control or rely on external events. We can only control ourselves and our responses. While the world around us is in constant flux, we can choose how we react, how we feel, and how we decide. This philosophy teaches us that our peace of mind and happiness are not dependent on the external world, but rather on our internal state of mind. In a world bombarded by the superficial, where the fleeting and ephemeral are often glorified, Stoicism offers a grounding perspective. Understanding Stoicism begins by tracing its roots back to ancient Greece. The philosophy was developed by Zeno of Citium in the 3rd century BC. Stoicism proposes that humans can find peace and contentment by accepting the moment as it presents itself, understanding that life is transient, and that events occur because the world wills it so. This acceptance, Stoics argue, enables us to live in harmony with nature and to lead a virtuous life, unperturbed by fear or desire. Stoicism, therefore, is not about negating emotions or adopting a cold, indifferent attitude to life. Instead, it teaches us to differentiate between what we can control and what we can't. This not only entails acceptance of external events, but also urges us to take responsibility for our reactions, our actions, and our mental attitudes. Stoic philosophers like Seneca, And Epictetus would argue that it's not events themselves that upset us, but our judgments about those events. Diving deeper, Stoicism is grounded in four cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. In this relentlessly accelerating world, we often find ourselves being swept away by the currents of instant gratification, superficiality, and constant flux. It's a world where our minds are constantly bombarded by stimuli, where our attention is constantly fragmented, and where our emotions are constantly on a roller coaster ride. Stoicism, with its emphasis on virtue, reason, and inner peace, offers a powerful counterpoint to the fast-paced, superficial world we live in. It teaches us to detach from the things we cannot control, to focus on the things we can, and to cultivate an attitude of tranquility and acceptance. It's not about suppressing our emotions, but rather about understanding them, managing them, and not allowing them to control us. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches the virtue of inner peace and emotional resilience, regardless of the external circumstances. It is a way of life that encourages us to focus on what is within our control and accept what is not. In contrast, superficiality prioritizes appearances and material possessions over inner virtues and wisdom. Stoicism is not about denying emotions or feelings, but rather about understanding them, acknowledging their existence, and managing them effectively. Stoics believe that our happiness and well-being lie in our own hands, not in external factors or other people's opinions. Superficiality, on the other hand, is a mindset that seeks validation and happiness in the outside world. This may lead to an endless pursuit of material wealth, societal approval, and a constant comparison with others. Superficiality tends to make us focus on the fleeting, the ephemeral, the transient, things that are not within our control. It can leave us feeling stressed, anxious, and perpetually dissatisfied. Stoicism provides a robust antidote to this fast-paced, superficial world. It begins with understanding the fundamental tenets of Stoicism. This ancient philosophy teaches us that we cannot control everything around us. Instead, we should focus our energy on what we can influence: our own thoughts, perceptions, and actions. In a world where we are constantly barraged with stimuli, this is a refreshing pause, a call to self-reflection and self-mastery. The first practical step towards adopting Stoicism is developing an awareness of our reactions. If you find yourself feeling angry, anxious, or overwhelmed, take a moment to step back. Ask yourself, is this something I can control or change? If the answer is no, then Stoicism teaches us to let go of these negative emotions. Instead, accept the situation as it is and focus on how you can respond positively. Secondly, embrace the concept of negative visualization. This is not a pessimistic view of life, but a practical approach towards preparedness. Picture the worst-case scenario and consider how you would react. By doing this regularly, you train your mind to handle adversity with grace and resilience. In the bustling world we inhabit, the principles of Stoicism offer a pragmatic and applicable path to maintain composure, find clarity, and achieve fulfillment. The fast-paced, superficial nature of our existence can often lead to feelings of stress, dissatisfaction, and emptiness. However, by embracing